Hello, my name is Katja Brankačkec. I work for the Institute of Slavonic Studies of the Czech Academy of Sciences, and my colleague Michal Škrabal works for the Charles University at the Institute of the Czech National Corpus. And we would like to present today Jiří Mudra's Upper Sorbian-Czech dictionary and what can be done about this lexicographic posthumous child. As an introduction, I would like to say a few facts about Upper Sorbian. It's a minority language spoken the southeast of Germany in Lusatia. At the present, it has about 20,000 speakers only, and naturally there are not many dictionaries other than German Sorbian or Sorbian German, but for Upper Sorbian Czech or Sorbian Czech at all, the situation is especially frustrating or especially unsatisfying because in fact we have only very small dictionaries. You can see them in the slide. It's a dictionary by Mohelský, published in 1948, a textbook with a dictionary, and another textbook by Jiří Mudra and Jan Petr, published in the 1980s, also with a dictionary, and then some online sources, one published by František Bartýnek and me in 2005, but here the website is not fully available at the moment, and it's also very small. And another personal website by David Krčmářík, where there's very few information on how it was made and so on. Not really satisfying situation, especially because there always have been very vivid and fruitful relations between the Sorbian minority and Czech. One example of these vivid relationships was Jiří Mudra. He was born in 1921 and died in 2009. He was a teacher and in the first place for us, or most relevant for us, a doyen of Sorbian studies and cultural artifacts of literature. He was a very active organizer of all kinds of events of the Sorbian language or Sorbian culture in Prague and in Czech. And he also was, because he saw this problem that there's no real dictionary or larger dictionary Sorbian of this language combination, he was a lexicograph or linguist. This dictionary was originally intended as a medium-sized dictionary of about 30 to 40,000 entries with a minimum of grammatical and stylistic information. He made index cards with the entries which were manually collected over a period of more than 30 years from all kinds of dictionaries, terminologies, and also different kind of texts, literature, newspaper and journal texts as well. And he finished 22,000 entries from A to Smückensch as a doc file. He already prepared a text document as a preparation for the printed publication of the dictionary. And also some pages already were proofread by Helmut Vaska. This is Jiří Mudra's legacy at the rooms of the Association of the Friends of Lusatia in Prague. You can see the index cards with the entries prepared and the CD-ROM with the text file. I think it is rather sad that this work, which must have taken a large amount of time for him, could not be finished and is still not usable for anyone. I think it is worth bothering, and I think we should try to give some kind of access to this source of linguistic work, and this is what my colleague Michal Škrabal is going to talk about in the following.
Thank you, Katja. Looking at this picture, I do feel, well, besides nostalgia for old school lexicography, sort of regret about the incompleteness of the project. And that is the main reason why we want to finish it and make it available, accessible to the users. This is an example from Mudra's unfinished dictionary in digitized form and a Word file. As can be seen, the microstructure of the entry is quite simple, even laconic maybe, which is understandable due to the limited space of the printed dictionary, and Mudra was counting on the printed version of his work. Nevertheless, we no longer have these limits today. Therefore, we can enrich entries with missing features, add more collocations, or replace the opaque system of ciphers and codes with explicit meta-language, etc. As we have decided to finish Upper Sorbian-Czech dictionary, we're facing some relevant questions now at the beginning of our project. Of course, no more word editors, but some of numerous dictionary writing system is an obvious choice, and we also prefer an online version to the printed book, maybe also a smartphone application. Then we have a lot of entries still to be processed, about 1/3, which is quite a lot. Our main source should be corpora, not handmade excerpts. There are some corpus data available, all being created at the moment. Naturally, we want to use them as much as possible. And use them also to revise already finished entries, to complement Mudra's original list of entries with some words that the old man was trying to avoid due to his, protective approach to the language. These include some colloquial or vulgar words or words of German origin, English loanwords most recently. And besides, there was an orthography reform. Some words have undergone semantic changes and so on. Therefore, each and every one entry needs to be revised carefully and updated. And there are some amendments also in the microstructure, as we do feel a lack of some type of information. First of all, Mudra has completely neglected pronunciation, which is quite far from being regular, in fact. We would like to involve some native speakers of Sorbian and get audio recordings directly from them. And by the way, this is the area where we believe crowdsourcing can be applied most effectively. Then frequency information is very important to us, although we are being well aware of the problems of our corpus data, and we treat it with caution. We want to extend the number of collocations, especially idioms. The exemplification should be the central part of the revised entry. Fittingly, selected examples from parallel corpora will be quoted along with their Czech translations. Besides, the user can find more exemplification directly in a given corpus via a hypertext link. And last but not least, usage notes, which are still not a common phenomenon in the Czech lexicographic tradition. And finally, as regards our future and potential users, we also follow Jiří Mudra's original conception that was broad enough due to this specific language combination. Mudra designed his dictionary as a universal language source, a handbook which would accumulate the functions of different types of dictionaries, be it terminological, phraseological, vernacular, but also a conversation book, and so on. We are content with this approach, aiming primarily at any Czech-speaking person interested in Upper Sorbian. There are numerous enthusiasts among Czechs. There are linguists and other humanities scholars. There are students, translators, etc., as well as Sorbian people interested in Czech. We estimate the number of users at hundreds, maybe to low thousands. And we also want to open the project to the general public if it's willing to take an active part in it. I've already mentioned a crowdsourcing method to get the pronunciation, and maybe our users will be eager to do even more. Well, at least we hope so. To conclude, to answer the question in the title of our paper, what can be done about this lexicographic posthumous child? Well, a lot, under two basic assumptions. First, we obtain the permission of the copyright heirs for the free handling of data. And second, that we get sufficient grant support. These are also two major problematic issues of the whole project, but we do hope that we will overcome them, and that Mudra's work, which is undoubtedly remarkable and respectable, will get finished finally, thus fulfilling its purpose and receiving the attention and recognition it deserves. Odchodňuji vám vďak za vašu krípnosť, and we will be happy to answer your questions if you have any.